is Fable on rails? It's not on rails. Absolutely, it's not on rails. I absolutely promise you that. The first thing that we did with Fable the Journey was work one word on the wall, and that word was freedom. And I'm going to try and prove to you today, partially by what I say, you're going to have to trust me a bit, and partially what I show, that actually freedom is what we're giving you, and it's more freedom certainly than any other Fable game has given you before. But don't just think about, oh, I can go anywhere I want. It's more than that freedom. So, you know, that's going to make me a little bit happier. We are going to run through the demo, and there's two important things about this demo. The first thing is it really is a demo of Lewis playing the game, not me. So I'm going to, at times, I'm going to say, don't look here, look at this guy, because, you know, one of the most important things is, as Patrick so eloquently said, we're trying to tell a story. And this is a long story we're going to tell you. And one of the most important things about storytelling, one of the golden rules is to make you feel comfortable. And it's very hard to feel comfortable if you're kind of jogging on the spot or doing star jumps or anything like that. So just watching how Lewis plays the game is very important. Anyway, so that's my first bit. Pardon? What did you say?
The lights up, please.
Lights up. On where?
They are. Oh, they are. Sorry.
Oh, they are. Yeah. So let's start off, and let's start off talking about how you navigate around the world. And we went through loads and loads of prototypes with Milo before this and with this about how you navigate with all sorts of things, some of which we've used in here, but then we came up with this really smart idea, and that was this. What mode of transport allows you to sit down and not use your feet? And the answer was a horse and caravan. This is a very European way of travelling. We had horse and caravans, and of course the Americans nicked it when they started discovering America. But there we go. It's part of our kind of culture, and because this is on a horse and caravan, it is a slightly different way of travelling than you've ever travelled before, and I'm going to try and explain why. Firstly, let's look at Lewis. First time, how does he? We got sound. How does he move around? He does it in a completely natural way. He uses his arms. He can be very subtle about that. He can just tap the back of the horse, and that's a beautiful and lovely thing. Also, when you have your horse, when you first start playing the game, you're absolutely free to teach the horse any voice commands that you like. You're actually teaching the horse, so you can go, you click the reins and go, move on. Or you can go, come on you old bastard, let's get going. Whatever you like to use, you can use your voice and your way to control your horse. But we really want to make this horse as living and as emotionally connected to you as possible. Now think of a cross between, you have the sound down on tab, actually, it's been too loud. Reduce the sound, thank you. If you imagine a cross between black and white and the Fable 2 dog. Because one of the things you can do, how many people in this room regard themselves as a proper hardcore gamer? One, two, three, yeah, there's quite a few of you. Proper hardcore gamer. Let's test that, shall we? Do you consider yourself, if you're a proper hardcore gamer, that you really go for every achievement? Hands up, who goes for every achievement? One person? You know, if you had a leveling up thing, would you play it and get all the levels of leveling up? Or would you be happy not to? You can't not, how can you call you a hardcore gamer? You're supposed to go for all the achievements and get all the levels up. I'm going to dismiss you for the hardcore gamer. But some people love to do that. And you can do that in here. But that's going to mean you doing one thing, and it's this. We'll just pick up this life force, by the way. You can, at any point in the game, you can reach out and collect things in the world, and that's going to make you more powerful. I'll talk about that a little later. But here's the thing, if you're going to go really, really fast through this game, if you're going to effectively race through it, you're going to have to do something with your horse which you might not like. You're going to have to really thrash your horse. You're going to have to use those reins, and let's do that now, Lewis. Let's really kind of thrash him. Come on, let's get that horse going. This horse is going to get tired. Then you're going to have to take your whip out, and you're going to have to whip the horse. Really whip him. Cause him pain. How many people here are going to want to do that? Yeah, just win. That's rubbish. Because that's what I mean about the cross between black and white. Is allowing you to be cruel when it's, you know, sometimes we're going to force you into doing that. Sometimes you've got to move fast for the sake of yourself, for the sake of your horse, and for the sake of whoever you're carrying in a caravan. Now, here's the thing. At any time in this game, you are free to stop, you're free to look around, you're free to explore, you're free to camp, you're free to stroke your horse, look after your horse, feed your horse, look after the people in the back of your caravan, make a fire, feed people. That is freedom. As you can see, you can navigate round. There are lots of paths and trails to take across the land. You're going to be travelling across the entirety of Albion. Some 300 miles you'll be going on this trip. There are lots of different routes in the mountains here. You can take the safe paths, you can take the more rocky paths. It's all about freedom. Freedom of how you treat your horse, freedom of where you go in the world, freedom of how you are and who you are in the world. And I really love that sense of freedom. So that's the horse and navigation stuff, and what you can do with your horse is really interesting. The next thing, by the way, you can look at, it's pretty easy to look at that screen. The next thing I really want to talk about is magic. Now, here's the thing. What is cool about magic? The coolest thing about magic is that feeling of power. I want you to feel more powerful with this magic system than you ever felt before with anything else. And what that really means is the freedom to control the magic how you want to control it, not how someone tells you to control it. So rather like the horse in the carriage, we say to you, pick up the reins, that's all we tell you. In magic, all we're saying to you is, if you pick your hands up like this, you're in control of magic. Experiment, play around, it's your magic system. There's some wonderful, marvellous things you can do with that magic system, because you're levelling up as you play the game. These little plasma balls you can see here, those you have gained as you've gone up levels. The more plasma balls you have, the more powerful you are. And you can do lots of things with those plasma balls, but the first thing we should do is show you how you cast. You cast in a supernatural way. You make things here, you cast things by throwing them things out. Now the key thing is, I am a lazy bastard. I don't like jumping around and standing around. So if you want to, you can just cast like this, with one hand. You can throw, relaxed, super relaxed. Or as you see with Lewis, you can cast with two hands, get a little bit more of a power up, but you know, your sacrifices, you're using that. Or if you want to leap out of your chair and cast, you can cast like that. We do support auto-targeting. You can see here from Lewis, when he fires this fireball, it will auto-target on the center of the screen. But we allow you the total flexibility of we'll just get rid of this rock, of casting whatever you make anywhere you like. So, for example, if Lewis throws the fireball at the sort of the screen, he then can control it completely in 3D. He can push it round, move it round, pull it back towards him. So again, it's all about this word freedom, the freedom to make the magic system however you want to make it. So here's another example. With these plasma balls, he's squeezing them together, pushing them together. That makes them more powerful. He can stretch them and pull them apart, he can twist them. But when he squeezes them, it makes them more powerful. Now if he casts that spell, watch his hands, they go out and they go down. That really feels great. Again, you can do that sitting down, you can do that standing up. We'll just do some fast combat now, just to take these guys out. And then we'll do what is my favourite form of magic. The idea is being able to create stuff. Not using magic to create stuff. So he's activating it by doing this gesture, and then he creates a spear. There's a whole host of things that you can create, all of which unlock amazing functionality. And again, that feels amazing. Pulling this out and then throwing the spear out there just feels absolutely wonderful. So the magic system, you know, when you put it all together, there's some incredible variation, incredible experimentation. There's someone else here called Ted, who really plays this demo very, very differently and experiments with completely different things. So I love that combination. So, what is Fable the Journey? Fable the Journey is an incredible voyage through Albion like never before. Through its meadows and fields, through its forests, over its mountains, by its coasts. It is a journey which is full of wonderful moments, some of which are through narrow tracks, some of which are open plains. It's a game which supports absolutely collecting stuff, customization of your wagon, of your horse, of your player character. And it's a game which completely supports leveling up, and that leveling up is all centered around that magic. Anybody have any questions about this stuff or anything else? Anybody? Here's one.
You showed, obviously, when your horse that was